Hi, here's Julie. I hope you are well. It's been a long time I haven't posted a video on this channel, and so I just wanted to start by saying Happy New Year. I hope you have had a beautiful transition from 2024 to 2025. The reason why I haven't posted for so long is because life has been happening. I have my business have grown and have had a lot of one-on-one session. I have done ceremonies. I was away for 5 months in Europe with my family. So there has been a lot of challenge, a lot of beauty that have happening. And so sometimes, you have to let go. And so it's what I did with the English channel. I let it go and I followed what I was called to do. And yeah, so it's been interesting to navigate everything. And I think everyone in their life are navigating in the best way they know how to. And so it's been super interesting because the last months or so in my one-on-one session, I have been asking my client to reflect on what they were grateful for 2024. And the other question that really struck me deeply and that have made me really think a lot is if there was anything that you would have want to do or that you haven't been able to do because of life, because of reason that were out of your control, what would that have been? And so it made me think about my own reflection, about my own need, about my own wish, about my own dream, or what has been in the background that I might not have finished or what I wanted to be. And it's been very interesting because while I was reflecting on that, of course, all that I am came back. And the word that came very strongly for me in 2024 was legitimacy. And it was really about being able to share my story and feeling more like feeling legitimate of my story. And this is simply because when I went to the root, because of what I have experienced in past life, where I needed to hide so I couldn't be seen for who I was because of persecution or denunciation or whatever it was at the time, which were really anchored in my DNA in this lifetime. And so it's been very interesting navigating between those two timelines of I want to expand and at the same time you need to hide and feeling those two energy always coming to collide, show each other, sometimes taking one direction or one another. And so with all the work I have done myself, I have worked deeply on myself and on all that I have experienced since I was 15 years old, and I'm 37 now. So it's been a long journey. And it's been quite interesting because I will say that if I look at my journey, the word that has always been at the forefront for me has been suffering. And of course, that makes sense with all the past life and all the energy I needed to transcend in this life. But so, while reflecting on all of that, I was like, well, it is time to really bring to the world and recognize yourself, Julie, because you can wait forever for the recognition, the validation of others. That's not what is going to fulfill you. What is going to fulfill you is you allowing yourself to be seen by you. So that was very interesting, and I really encourage you to do that exercise for you, to actually see where it's coming from and why there's energy coming. We can work on limiting belief, we can work on self-preservation, we can work on so many levels, and that is the work that I do with people, and I do this work every day with myself, and it's what really helped me to do that with others as well. So I really walk my talk. And it's not an easy journey. I feel like people who have the courage to go and dive into the deepest of their soul, it's actually almost a life mission, for some reason, because it's daily work and it's full on. But it's beautiful at the same time, because the breakthrough and the gift that you receive from actually being able to understand, is quite incredible. So with all of this, there was two things that came very strongly at first. Was that the legitimacy? I'm like, this year I just want to be me. I mean, not I always have been me, but I want to be me without the suffering. So I want to really let go of that. I want to feel myself fully here, and I'm going to take my life back in my hand. And I think there is an energy also in the stars and in the planet that is propelling this and that is making this possible. But what is incredible that happened is that as soon as I said that, everything flowed. Compared to before, when I will think about it, it will be heavy, dense, and I will not have the energy to do it. And what I want to say with that as well is that it was just not the right time. So whenever you feel some things in your life is not working flowly, it's not wanting to open, is just because it's not the right time. And sometimes it's because you have to work through something, sometimes it's because of the planet, that are positioned in a certain way and are not allowing this aspect of you. So there is always the right timing, and right there at that moment it was the right timing. So my first intention was, I'm going to reopen my energy healing certificate. So very exciting about it, and I just want to tell you that now it is open to enroll. So this energy healing therapy certificate is accredited, is worldwide recognized. The story behind those certificates, they have been channeled in 2017, just after I heard I needed to open a school and write a book. I had no idea what everything was going to be about, but in February 2017 I received the message, and in September 2017 I had students enrolling in my course. So within those months I channeled 3 courses. I did video, I put my voice over all the video, I went over all the course. I had a team with me, an incredible team, my partner, and also Savannah, who was working at the time at the clinic I had for 7 years. And it was just incredible, this accomplishment of already being there and being able to offer my knowledge to the world, the knowledge that I gained over the years, and be able to offer that. So this year, that was the time where I was like, okay, it's time to bring that back up again. And so just to give you an understanding of the course, is the first part of the course is all about you. Because to my belief is that we need to work on ourselves before we can work on others. So you learn to work on yourself. You have the step-by-step with me, going through your own inner self, inner wisdom. And then you start to learn how to implement that with a person, with a client, like you will have a practice as professional as it can be. And so I have 2 options. One is fully online. So wherever you are in the world, you are fully remote, and you join that course. The other one, which starts at the same time, so all the students will be together, is online, and then it will be in person here in New Zealand, 4 days, and then another day a bit later on. So it starts on the 10th of February 2025. Everything is in the description. You'll be able to see all the information there. If you have any question, you can book a 15-minute free call with me, and we can dive into all of your questions. I know that you will feel it. If it's for you, you'll feel it within yourself. I'm asking for the people who are fully aligned with what I'm offering and for who it will bring some insight and some knowledge to come and join and me on this journey. And so the second thing that I also felt, because I wrote a book about, well, at the same time, and again with this legitimacy, you know, I keep coming back into it, and it was not working, it was not flowing. And again, just after I published the book again, the course again, then I started to work on the book, and it just flowed. And so that is going to be ready, I feel, in about 2-3 months. So I will keep you updated on that. And the book again is about a bit of my story, and then we dive into self-inner knowledge. Yes, so it's really exciting, and I think for me it's really this year embracing. I hear change, but yeah, I think that is very important, embracing change, but it's really being able to recognize who I am. Because what I want to say to you is that if you wait for the validation of the external world, doesn't matter how big it can be, it will do nothing to you until you validate yourself and you recognize who you are for yourself. Because it has to come from us. We have to be able to see our own magic, or wisdom, or inner self, or who we truly are, not anyone else. So it doesn't matter if you are seen, if you are heard, as long as you are heard and seen by you. And I think that is one of my biggest intake with life, is that as long as we don't see or hear or understand our own self, it doesn't matter if others do. Because ultimately, it has to be from us. Otherwise, we cannot recognize even what others see in ourselves. And so, I'll invite you to really, this year, especially because the energy are so propelling and prosperous for that, is to really look in your life of all the things that you feel are always coming back into yourself. I want to do this, I want to be this, and really give yourself the opportunity to do so. Offer this gift to yourself, because when you embody this and you do what feels magic for yourself, you become that. And so the ripple effect it has on others is quite incredible, because people, then they feel the change in you. And then they almost like feel inspired by you. And so they start to shift themselves as well. So remember, it always comes from us before it can change outside of us. So that makes sense when I say that as well, because often, as long as we don't recognize ourselves, the world around us won't recognize that us, because this is our perception. At the moment we recognize our magic, others do recognize it too. Or we start to feel what people see in ourselves that we don't. So I really invite you to be the creator of your life. This year is really about this, about creation that come from us, that ripple into the world that is outside. And then our perception and our world is changing. You know, when we say, you know, I want to create the change I want to see in the world, or something along the line like this. Yes, it's always come from you. It always starts from you. And I think that is so interesting to remember. The other things that I had in mind is I also um, I also created 2 other courses that were in person, and I think those one are going to be fully online in one point as well. But you know what I found very interesting about diving into the question, what would I have excuse me, what would have been one things I would have want to embody or to do or to be, have brought me to again going back to all those roots and coming to a bigger understanding again about what 2024 has been about. It was about really feeling legitimate, and that has been the essential work that I have been doing, and I can see the fruition of that, because when I transitioned into 2025, I was ready to embody this new aspect of myself, really this new timeline that was ready to actually move forward into a new light, a new vision. Again, remember, when we pass from, you know, the 31st of December to the 1st of January, it doesn't mean like we shift the mindset, but then it's an everyday work, you know. So it's good to set a goal, but it's the inner work that is actually working long term. So it takes longer when we do the inner work, but it's what lasts really long and bring you really the reward in the long term. So remember, it's not just about mindset, it's about doing the work every day. Because otherwise, on the 15th of January, you'll just let go of the goal you just set for yourself, because there is all the barrier that come in the way. Okay, so there is need the inner work, and you know that is the work I do with individual people. So if you feel that is also something that you need to work on to really embody who you want to be and who you know you already are, but that there is all the conditioning, all the past life, all the energy that are blocking you from getting there, please come and knock on my door, because I would love to support you in that journey. I have seen the change in so many people when they actually reconnect and realize, you know, what it is that actually was the message that was stopping them from evolving or moving through, I will say, moving forward. So really, this is my message for you for the start of this year, and I really look forward to see you in the course if it is something that is calling you deeply in your heart. And I hope that what I have shared with you today gives you some insight to also move forward on your own journey in any way that this look like for yourself. Yeah. So I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you either in the next video, in a session one-on-one, or in a course when you are ready. You take care of yourself. Bye.